Well, Company 7 BBQ has some of the best pulled pork in town. So how do you make pulled pork at home? Well, class is in session. Patrick is here. We are ready to learn, Patrick.
All right. So first you want to start with a good pork cut of meat. We do a Boston butt or a pork butt. You can get it even at Kroger's.
Okay.
And a Boston butt is just, it's the shoulder of the blade kind of right there on the pig.
Because there's the Boston butt, and then there's a pork loin, and then there's...
Yeah, your pork loin is more of your thinner round, and it's under the back spine. It would be what's cut out when they make the ribs. And a pork loin is less fatty, which means if you cook it for a long period of time, it gets really dry and doesn't get tender. Whereas a Boston butt, you look at it, you want a decent amount of fat cap on the top. First time, we trimmed a little bit already here. They're really chunky. When you feel it, it can feel real grizzly versus kind of soft fat.
And you can tell the butcher, hey, cut me a piece, trim the fat.
Yeah, if you don't want to do it at home, they'll do it for you.
Okay.
And then what you're looking for is kind of a nice red, pinkish. When you poke it, it doesn't get real pale.
You want marbling in it?
You definitely want marbling, just like a ribeye steak.
Okay.
So that's what stays for cooking it for long periods of time, which is what you typically want. So even if you're doing a smoker or you're at home and doing a crock pot or adding some liquid smoke, even in an oven, a lot of times I'll tell people take a water pan with some chips, hickory chips, poke a bunch of holes in an aluminum pan. You can put it in the oven at 225 and you'll get a little bit of a smoke flavor to it.
Wow.
So if you don't have an expensive or a smoker at home, or a Weber grill. My dad did everything on a Weber grill.
So how do we prep it now?
So what you're going to do is, like I said, we already trimmed it, got the real grizzly fat. You're going to just, sometimes there's a little bone right around here that the butcher just didn't get. So you just feel for it just so it doesn't get lost in the mix. And then we're going to take rub. We have our Company 7 Rescue rub that we put in almost everything.
I will say it's good. I have some at home.
What you want to do is liberally rub it, because you're going to want the nice bark that you see there on that cooked butt there.
And that's what makes the bark, is this rub.
Oh, yeah. And then all sides. And we let it sit. We do this in the morning, and then we let it sit over the day, and we put it in the smoker at 225, and we put it in the evening, and it cooks for roughly 12 to 13 hours.
Wow.
But if you're at home cooking it, what you want to look for is you want to look for a certain temperature. It's not necessarily about time, it's about temperature. So when you take your temperature, make sure you're not near a bone. There's a bone in this right here. Okay. So that will give you a different temp. All right. Make sure you're in the heart of the meat, go to the middle of the meat, and we look for 195 with a pork butt. So it comes out. Now, how do we pull it? So we're all done. So how to pull it. You're going to actually take your... You're going to want to let it rest because it's obviously going to be hot. Take your palm and, like, rub it. What does that do? Yeah. Hi, pork. If you rub it really hard, there's a fat layer. It's that fat cap, and you'll get it off. Oh, all right. Oh. All right, let's call in Zach and Katie. We'll let you do that. I don't know why I'm so worried about the pulled pork.
Tell me more about this pork butt here. What do you need help with?
We're going to learn how to pull.
All right, so what you're going to do is there's this fat cap, and you're going to get a little messy. So if you're at home, I recommend having a tray like you have here. This is that fat cap that you saw before. Yeah. So if you pull that away, there's a little bit of meat in there that's really good meat. This is mostly just fat that you don't want. Are you done pulling already? Go nuts. No? Oh, go to town? Yeah. There we go. So as Zach pulls it, you'll notice there's big chunks. And then what you're going to look for to get rid of, and we hand pull all our pork there, there's machines that will actually buffalo chop it, but it's a lot better to pull it by hand because you're getting rid of that grizzly part there that you don't really want to eat. And now some of the fat you like. Pull it. Yep. Katie, you try to get in on this? Put it in here? I'm just watching. And the nice thing with hand pulling it, too, is you can make it bigger chunks or smaller chunks. And it doesn't get real mushy.
You know what? This would be fun to make with the kids. I know that your kids, like being all destructive as they are from time to time, they would love tearing this thing apart.
And this middle part of the meat here, all you got to do is just take it out, and that's your really nice. Wow. This is what would be called the money muscle in the competition world. Money. It's the perfect, real nice, tender, all the good fat. Tell us where to find you if we want to go to your restaurant or get some of your sauces. At Company 7 BBQ, we're in Englewood, Ohio. It's 1001 South Main Street. We're just a little bit north of the I-70 exit. Well, thanks for the class.
Thank you so much for being here today.
You're welcome.
It's delicious. All right.